as you get older, you realize that true love is not about materialistic things. It's about not what you can do for somebody, but how they make you feel. Like how I feel when I'm not next to you, or like I could be halfway across the world, like, but all I think about is this girl. I see 100 million girls in front of me right now, but I'm only thinking about one.
Your loyalty, man. Like you say, man, we done been through it all. Like you seen the worst of me, man, and you ain't never changed up on me, man. Like from day one, bro, you been one of the realest friends in my circle, bro. I'm like, I ain't never had to question your loyalty, so I always thank you for that, man.
So like before I make this big decision, I go check in on my dog because I know he gonna give me an unbiased answer or something. But I admire like how he stand on what he believes, he stand on what he knows is right, no matter what, no matter who. The whole world could be going this way. If OJ feels some way about something, you're not changing it. You're not changing it. I always know I can call you and talk to you about like, you know what I'm saying, serious stuff. Like I feel like you got friends, like different friends for different things. You know what I'm saying? You talk to friends differently about different situations. And I feel like I talk to you about almost anything, you know what I'm saying? You never gonna judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, William Robinson, coming at you live today from the studios of TLC, Talk, Love, and Communication. Today we have a special guest, Mr. Devontae Jess, Cam Mackey, Adrian Hope, and OJ Tucker. These young men gonna spread some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding upon us. They're gonna give us some insight into the educational system, and they're gonna let us know what it's like as being young men today out here in this world. We want to thank our special guests and give them, ladies and gentlemen, a special round of applause. Okay, gentlemen, how y'all doing today?
Good.
Right, man. Y'all young men, I thank y'all young men for joining us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't work today. Today a school day, so everybody went to work today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we got some teachers. I want you guys to start with Mr. Devontae Jess. You introduce yourself to the audience and let them know what you do and what grade you teach and everything, sir.
How you doing? My name is Devontae Jess. I work at Ocala Youth Opportunity. It's the Juvenile Detention Center in Lowell, and I'm the recreational therapist.
I'm Cam Mackey. I work at Howard Middle School. I'm the athletic director and Coach P.
Wait a minute now.
My name is Adrian Hope. Work at Harborville Elementary. I'm the PE coach.
My name is OJ Tucker. I work at Forest High School as a paraprofessional with the ASD.
Amen to that, man. You know, so let me ask you, young man, you know, to be in this profession, was it more of an opportunity or was it something that, was it a career choice?
For me, it was an opportunity.
It was an opportunity for me too.
Opportunity.
Opportunity for me too.
Yeah.
Never would have thought I'd be.
Okay, so, you know, from Mr. OJ, tell us how the opportunity came about for you, sir.
When I came home from school, I was looking for work, trying to find something that I would enjoy, something that I ain't gonna get up in the morning and be nagging about. I feel like, I'd be, I don't want to go to work. But that's gonna happen regardless. But you know what I mean? Some of you really enjoy that. So my mama was telling me to join the school system, but I wouldn't. And then when I finally did, I just, enjoyed it. Started subbing. And I got a job opportunity for Forest. They actually called me and told me they wanted to take over the position.
Amen to that. Amen to that. What about you, Mr. Hope?
When I got out of college, I started working at a restaurant, but they weren't paying really nice. It was just something to do. I was trying to train to hopefully continue playing football. But nothing ended up happening. I knew I had to get a real job with summer in it. So I put in applications everywhere. I got my degree in computer science, so I was trying to find something in the field. And nobody called me back, nothing. So my mom, hey, go apply for the school board. I was like, no, I ain't trying to be no teacher. Ain't trying to be no teacher. But then, I was running out of time, ain't had no job or nothing. I needed more money just because bills and life and stuff. And so I ended up applying, just seeing a PE coach. It was right up the road, the elementary school that I actually went to. Man, that lady called me back in 20 minutes. She was trying to interview me the same day. And so I ended up getting the job, and just that's all that happened.
That's right. You know, and it's so important. You know, how does it feel to be working in this field?
It's real rewarding. It was way more rewarding than I thought it was going to be. You know, for me, like, we all had dreams to go play at the next level or whatever. And when it did happen, I don't know, I kind of was like, I ain't going to say I was depressed or not, but I was just like, what I do now, you know, reality done hit. I got to go out here and work. I done been a football player my whole life. I can't really do that right now, so what can I go do? I was rewarding because them kids, the way them kids look at you, man, you like a pillar in their life. You consistent. They coming to see you. You could be having like the worst day, going through whatever. You know, they come, they love to see you bright up their day in return. You know that brightened up my day. So I don't know, it was real rewarding just to grow with them kids and see them grow and build relationships with them. That's the best part about it.
That's good. I believe that, sir. What about you, Mr. Mackey?
Kind of like you said, when I graduated college, I was a sheriff deputy for about a year. But yeah, down in Manatee County. But it wasn't a bad job. It just where my heart was at. So I had ended up moving back to Kellam. And I was like, man, I gotta find something I enjoy doing, I love doing. Well, also I could be a father to my kid. So I had took a PE job at Pheasant Elementary last year. So I did that for the whole school year. And then Howard Middle School had a PE job come open. So I had took that job, and ever since I've been there, and I love it now. Yeah, just being around them kids and being able to be a positive role model in their life, man. That keeps me going every day.
I agree with that. So you got an early eye on the future athletes, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you got some stars over there?
Man, we got some ballers. Some real live ballers.
Trying to send them all to North Marion.
They all going.
So they not.
Listen, you're an athlete out here. Do what's best for you. Go to the six, North Marion.
God.
Well, I'm quite sure Mr. Devontae got something to say about that. Tell us about your opportunity, sir, and what you got to say about this North Marion stuff.
It started out the same way as everybody else. Graduated, was training and stuff for the NFL. I played a little professional arena ball and did that for a while. And then I had an opportunity to come back and coach at Westport was my first coaching job. That was in 21. And I ended up teaching at Westport as well for that year. I did, I was kind of like a facilitator, so I was everywhere. I taught science, math, PE, everything. So I just really liked it. It helped me like be back around football and whatnot. So that was good. And then the next year I was able to have opportunity to go and go back to my alma mater, you know, DeForest High School, you know, the best high school in the land for all y'all kids out there watching. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go to Forest, you know, nothing against North Marion, you feel me? Cam was good, you know what I'm saying? But we talking about right now, you know what I'm saying? Big Wildcat, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So basically, so you got a green diploma, you got a burgundy diploma.
A red, white, and blue, baby.
A who?
That red, white, and blue.
Vanguard?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, red. That thing red.
Red? I'm gonna tell you now, I got a green diploma myself.
He just got a diploma.
Be honest.
He really got all his stuff from Forest, you know what I'm saying? He went to Vanguard for 3 seconds, and then he just ended up graduating.
Which one that is? Oh, Mr. O.J. Tucker, he really a Wildcat.
He a wild knight. You know?
Okay, he a wild knight, huh? So, looking back, tell me what kind of student you guys were. Be honest now.
I mean, my parents didn't play no games. I was a good student, A's and B's. I don't think I ever got a referral from my parents. They was just straight like that.
You know, I done a little research. I was talking to one of my friends, and the guy mentioned Adrian Hope. He said you come up in his church and everything. You always been a good, respectable, nice young man. young man by the name of James Grant, aka Tweet.
Yeah, that's my dog, man.
You know,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was my dog there. I tell you what, God can really make a change in your life, man, because you know, Tweet went to prison. And when he came home from prison, I was in the height of my Big Pete days. You know, y'all a little younger, but I used to do music and, you know, all the foolishness and on top of the world out there. And when I came home, when he came home, I rushed down there, a dog home. So I went to show him a CD, boy, this Big Pete, boy, I'm telling you, I'm snapping, boy. And he ain't even play it, man. He was like, man, you know, Jesus, you know, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But that's what God will do for you when God truly make a change in your life. And he don't got me now. It took me a couple years to get it, but he got me. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me feel so proud to see Tweet preaching the word of God now, man. That's. But he spoke very highly of you, and he don't give nobody no flowers.
For sure.
So I commend you, Mr. Hope. You know what I
Appreciate
mean?
it.
So what about you guys? What kind of students you guys was, man? Talk to me.
I ain't gonna lie, I had A's and B's, I had honors classes, AP classes. I was just bad though. I ain't gonna lie. I had a million referrals. Mom used to probably whoop me every day. I think 4th grade, I got a whooping every day that year. I got kicked out of daycare one time too.
So,
But
man, son, do you believe that it was because of you wasn't challenged? Because a lot of times in school, when you done with your work, you know, you kind of smart, you done with your work, now you got Hope over here struggling, but you ain't trying to hear that. You done, so you want to flick his ear. Come on, Hope, let's do this. So you distracting the class. Was it that, or was it just what? Looking back, what do you think the problem was?
yeah, I think it was that. Like I always finish my work early. Like I really prided myself in answering all the questions in class and making sure my work was correct. So when my work was done, I was ready to have fun. So like if everybody else work was done, I wouldn't really consider it. I guess their time. Like why it's taking y'all so long to do it? Like I did this in like 5 minutes. Y'all over there taking 20 and stuff.
Now, when you got students and kids that you work with now, do you consider that, you know, when you observing?
Well now, you know, working in this field and you know, working with different kids and seeing them, I guess it's giving me like a different perspective on it. You know, everybody has a different path or a different way they work. Like just because I may be good at math or I'm good at numbers doesn't mean that this person is good at numbers. Like I can do numbers in my head. Like I can do lots of numbers in my head. He might have to write it down to look at it or whatever and go about it that way.
Now, I tell you what, now I see the way OJ looking at you. I'm going to let OJ give you a math problem. We're going to challenge you right here, right now, man. Go on ahead and one, OJ.
A math problem? I don't want to make it too hard, but I want to make it too easy.
Give me some exponents or something. You know
What? Someone else got to give you a whole question. I can't give you.
I got one for you. What's 3 times 3 times 3 divided by 3?
3 times 3 times 3 divided by 3.
Should be 9.
3 times? Yeah, I was supposed to say.
Hold on, wait. Is that your fault? You gonna go with the North Man? Now you know they ain't too. You know they ain't considered too bright.
3 times 3 is 9. Times 3 again is 27. Divided by 3 is 9.
What you think, OJ?
That sounds correct. Sounds legit to me. You want me to explain why it's correct? I can explain why it's correct.
Okay.
Kim Dots. Please excuse my dear aunt
multiplication, division,
Okay, that's good. Okay. So anybody else want to describe what kind of student you was, OJ?
Well, I was a good student, man. I graduated with 3.3, graduated with honors. Actually, I feel like I ain't even pushed myself like hard enough when I came to school. Like my junior year, I took English 3 and 4 at the same time. Had class with Monte. We was in class together.
Oh yeah.
That was fun. But yeah. So I mean, I probably could have pushed myself harder. I mean, I used to get in trouble sometimes. I had a couple of referrals. It is what it is.
Somebody ain't go, okay?
Now, see, I was a good student too, though. Like, I had all honors class. I had A's and B's. My problems came outside of school. I had a baby by the time the end of my 10th grade year, beginning of junior year.
So I tell you, so you a player.
Nah, man.
Himalaya.
Them my old days.
It don't take but one time, man, you know, and you know, having a child at an early age causes you to grow up and mature.
It do.
And I can see that in your demeanor and the way you carry yourself as you sit to this table, the maturity. And, you know, if you're able to take care of them, it seemed like it's a bad thing when you was a kid, but now it's a blessing.
Yeah.
And was it a boy or girl?
I had a boy.
That's your main man now, ain't it?
That's my dog.
That's your dog. That's your dog, your main man. You know, and that's so important, but you hold them accountable now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you daddy first.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
that's the word for 2024 is accountability. You know, in all levels and every aspect of our lives, young men. So let me ask you guys, what kind of qualities do you think it takes to be a good teacher?
I know one big one, patience. Gotta have patience
Definitely
with
patience.
kids, especially with working with my youth, you know, because they, you know. But patience, I would say patience. You gotta be nice to kids. You know what I'm saying? You can't be no pushover. You gotta be able to be stern. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to put your foot down. And you know what I'm saying? You just gotta. I don't know. I ain't like a teacher to smother you. You know what I'm saying? Trying to give you too much work or always on you about something. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you'd be cool because times are different now. Times are not way back then. Even before we was in school, I know it's different. But I think them a few good qualities.
So what's the main difference that you see from nowadays that you guys are teaching compared to when you went to school just, you know, under 10 years ago?
Social
It's a
media,
lot.
man. Social media the biggest thing.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you really see how like social media shape these kids. Like we had social media like got popping when we was in the middle school, going into high school, but these just grew up with it and like their personalities, what they think cool, rooted in what's trending, what's hot. And so you just see how social media really done made this generation different.
Does it cause you guys to be more hip, so to speak? Do you have to stay on top of the latest trends for you to be able to relate to the kids?
Nah,
They like just because I feel like we younger, so compared to some other teachers, like it's still some teachers who teaching right now who taught us.
Yeah.
So like we like younger. So in a sense, I mean, we kind of still hip. Like you know, we still listen to music and whatnot. So we still listen to the same stuff they might listen to, and
Pick up some of the same.
yeah.
time.
But like even the summer terms I use, like it's terms probably we used before. They just got a different word for it or something.
Some stuff sounds so stupid.
Yeah.
That red junk.
Mm-hmm.
that's dumb.
So let's get back to the top qualities that it take to be a great, you know, school teacher.
Man, what I'm learning is being like open minded and flexible. Man, I imagine like being a teacher, I was certain stuff I wasn't gonna deal with or go for, but it really depended on the jit and like how they operate. And like I realize the teachers who struggle is the ones who don't want to change the way they do stuff, don't want to change how they interact with kids. Either they way out of the highway. They're some of the worst ones you ask me. So I just feel like being able to like meet your kid where they at, being open minded, knowing that everybody ain't gonna get it your way, everybody ain't gonna prosper this way. It's really about being open minded and seeing what the kid needs first, and not you trying to mold them to your ways. It's more like you molding and being flexible to doing whatever it takes to reach the kid.
How many of y'all agree with that?
100%.
And you know, you said something. You know, each kid is different. Each kid learn different. You know, I never taught school, but I coached football for quite a few years. And one kid, you know, you can yell at him, you can get off in him, and it's gonna make him more determined. But the next kid, it may send him into a little, you know, send him into a shell. You know what I mean? So you have to understand, and you have to be patient like Mr. OJ said, and you also have to be consider you have to be willing to change and adapt to the children because without the children, you don't get the paycheck. You know what I mean? So what you guys think?
I agree with what Adrian said, man. You got to be understanding. You got to have patience. You got to be you got to hold them liable. Discipline. Really, all that, because a lot of kids, you got to understand where they come from, because when they go home, they might have a whole different lifestyle or stuff going on that you wouldn't even know. So once they come to school, just by you saying, "Oh, what's up, man? How you doing?" That might be their first interaction with an adult since yesterday. Because sometimes they go home to nobody. So yeah, man, you got to understand where them kids come from, and just by you being there for them, man, that actually helps them out a lot and gets them through.
And how does it make you guys feel to be there when you see a kid that you know that's struggling at home, man? But you know you yourself can only go so far. What are the steps that you guys take to help these kids?
So I know, for me, we have certain kids who might, like it's cold, they might not have a jacket. So I think last week I posted on Facebook like, "Oh, if you want to donate a jacket to the school, just hit me up." And I had churches, plenty of people from the community donate jackets to the kids, because a lot of kids don't have jackets. They don't got pants. They got to borrow clothes from other kids or a step parent or something, man. So I just try to take that extra step to be there for them and to be a good role model to them, because a lot of them need it. They don't got a lot of positive role models in their life, especially male figures.
And you know, it's hard for a kid to concentrate on English, science, math, social studies when they're cold, when they're hungry, when you know the other kids can see it, so they do a little picking, a little poking. They call it bullying nowadays, but you know nowadays we call it cracking. You know, so that's another thing that you guys have to deal with. And you know, and also, how do you draw the line when it comes to disciplining the kids? Because you know we live in a different world. You know, and you don't know who gonna come back with something in the book bag. You know what I mean?
I say with that discipline thing, relationship is like the most important part. I feel like as a teacher working anywhere, don't be disciplined nobody you don't know. And I feel like with some of my most troubled kids, like for example, I went to their neighborhood and really seen how they was living and understand why you coming to school like that. You see most of their stuff because of attention. They stay in a house with 15 other people. They don't get the attention that they want. So most of what they be doing is attention. And like for me, I believe like discipline is fixing it before it becomes a problem. And so like with that kid or I have to be like a helper or something. Make them feel special if they ain't doing nothing but holding the door or something like that. That's how I go about it.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty educational. Mr. Jess, you want to share what are the qualities that you think make a great teacher?
Everything that they really said, just being caring in a sense. Like every kid is different. Like you definitely don't know where they come from or like how much of an impact you make. Like for instance, I'm not gonna say the name of the thing, but we had a kid at Forest. He witnessed a tragedy. I believe it was something along with the lines of his father was shot and killed in front of him, and so then he had to go and stay with I think another family member who didn't have as much, or maybe he was taking care of himself for a while. So like I think one time they went and like they went to take him home or something, and they said they walked in the house and like it was a hole in the middle of the floor, like the roof was about to cave in, like so we just started doing things, give him a book bag full of like maybe hygiene products, different clothes and stuff, because kids like you said, picking, cracking. Like some of them may see it as just cracking because they might be cool of it, but at the end of the day, it's still along the lines of bullying. So I mean, they don't necessarily know what he's going through. Like he ain't talking about it, so they just see him. He coming to school, his clothes got holes in his shoes might be too big or something. He might smell a certain way, so they think, oh, I'm gonna make somebody laugh today. But you're not understanding what this man go through every day, what he done been through within this last year or two that might break everybody. I ain't never witnessed nothing like that, so I don't know how. So like, just being there for the kids. So like, we'll come in every day. Oh, how you doing? We might take them out once a week. Just being there for them and actually understanding them. And like what Hope said, you can't necessarily discipline a child, especially nowadays, if you don't have any rapport with them or a relationship. Like, just because we might discipline a child, a teacher might see you discipline a child and think they can go discipline them the same way, but you don't have that relationship with that kid. So he might wild out or something if you say something to him or act up even more.
That's right. That's right. So what kind of lessons that you guys have learned from a student that you have applied to your life?
For my unit, like I said, they ASD, so sometimes it be seem like they need a lot more help than the genetic kid, but sometimes they be want to do things themselves. So you don't always have to be sitting there. And me, I'm the type, even with my nephews or anything, I'm the type, I try to make them, try to do it before I just sit there and do it for you. You know what I'm saying? Even then, I try to guide them. You know what I'm saying? Help them do it rather than do it for them.
And that's so important because sometimes when we see a person with a deficiency, some form of handicap or whatever, we try to help them. Your heart go out, so I do that for you. But it's kind of, that's their independence. They want to be able to do it. They want to try to do it to get better. And me myself, me having spinal surgery, you guys see the way I walk around, stumble around a little bit, and there's certain things that I struggle with. It's certain things that I need help with, but I try to do it myself. If I ask someone, I need it. I never ask someone to do something I could do myself. You understand what I'm saying? And that's so important. So is there any other things that you guys have learned from your students that you have applied to your life?
I would just say being the same person every day. Like, for instance, when I'm having a bad day, like I usually dap all my kids up. But man, let me have a bad day. I ain't trying to tell nobody. And like, I remember one jet, I was like, I'm not in the mood right now. They crushed him. You feel me? He looking forward to seeing Coach Hope dap. And I don't know how that impacted his day. Mm-hmm. And so I learned, like, no matter what I'm going through, for the sake of somebody else, be who you need to be. Like, I ain't saying go please everybody and nothing that. But they done got used to being like, what's up, Coach Hope? Dap you up, ask you how your day going. And they throw them all off when I'm out of whack. So just being consistent and on, like, ride the highs and lows, regardless of what's going on, I come and I be the same person. And like, also, too, that's not dependent on how somebody treat me. That's been the biggest lesson for real. Because them just a cuss you out. And they come the next day, what up, Coach Hope? Like, they ain't just do nothing. And so I have to, as an adult, act like I don't forgot.
Yeah, it's not personal with them. It's just, like you say, the things that they're going through at home, certain situations, they're frustrated, they're agitated. And sometimes we know as adults that somehow or another, it's backwards, but we'll take our issues out on the people that we love most. And with that being said, you might be the favorite teacher. So they can't say nothing to Miss such and such or Mr. What-you-call-it, because they already butthead, so to speak. But my dog, Mr. Hope, you know what I'm saying? I could give it to him because tomorrow we're going to do a little doubt. So you got the little special doubt with each kid?
Man, I'm trying, but it's too many. I hit over the regular. I don't know, I guess it's trending right now, like the perfect doubt or whatever, and it make like a certain sound. So as long as I get that, it's just like, they looking for that and close it and lock it in. As long as I get that in with it, it's straight. It ain't special enough. But.
All right, what about you guys over here? What y'all, lessons you have learned from your students that you apply to your life?
Just being like the same way he said, like, just, you can't come in, with the attitude, like, especially with the kids I work now, like, I work at the juvenile, so, one day, I'm everybody's favorite just because I'm the rec therapist, so I'm in charge of, like, all the recreational time. I'm in charge of their time sheets, like their canteen, just everything.
Everybody love you.
Yeah, so they love me, but at the same time, when I got to be stern and stuff, I done had the occasional kid like we call it booting up. You know, what I'm saying he get mad, he want to fight. This word, that word, you know, and but the next day I come in and it's cool. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta learn, I guess, not how to hold a grudge. You know, you got some teachers who, or like, you know what I'm saying, educational staff or whatever, you go into something and you done wronged them or said something about them, you know, and then they gonna hold on to that. So like, it's like, even what we deal with in football, like you get into it with one coach. Now, you got a bad name with that coach throughout your tenure at the school. So now everything you do, they nitpicking, they trying to find ways to basically not make you quit, but push you in the shadow. Because if you ain't your coach's favorite and you in with the coach, then you might not play.
And see, that's so important. I perceive the lesson that we learned is adults hold grudges, kids don't. You know, when you think about kids, you know, kids will fight. Some of your best friends you have fight with all the time when you was growing up. That's how he became your partner. That's how you know you can trust and believe in him because you know what he did to you. You know what I mean? So these are things that we got to remember. Like you say, don't take it personal because we never know what the kids are going through. You know what I mean? So what's up with you, Mr. Mackey?
Oh, mine's basically everything they said. They took all the good answers.
Hey, that's what happens when you be too cool for school. You go last, ain't no more left, man.
I feel last question.
So explain to my audience, what can the parents do? What's the number one thing from each one of you guys that the parents could do to help better educate the kids?
Hold your kids responsible. Hold them responsible. Man, tell them you love them. Because a lot of the stuff they do, they going off what their parents taught them. Like, don't teach those kids that it's okay to go to school and cuss the teacher out, or you ain't got to go to school today because attendance don't matter. You can stay home today. Or if you get in a fight, it's okay. Like, man, that's not cool, man. And a lot of kids come to school and they be like, okay, with me, they gonna be okay with me, but the next teacher, they're gonna go and disrespect them because their parents do it. Like, they teacher call home, the parents hang up the phone or cuss them out, and the kids see that happening, so that's what they want to do. And I just try to like guide them and lead them on the right path, man. So that's my biggest thing, man. A lot of parents, man, beat up for your kids, guide them, show them the right way, man. Love them, man.
Right. Anybody else?
So I'm gonna just speak on like from my perspective, you know what I'm saying, with my kids or whatever. I don't have no kids, so I don't know, but I would say like if you have like a kid that's gonna be in the ASD unit or whatever, like you know what I'm saying, as soon as possible, you know, try to make them do things, not make them do things, you know what I'm saying, when there's something need to be done. Like something as simple as tying their shoes. There's kids in my class that's like 15, 16 years old, they don't know how to tie their shoes. You know what I'm saying? It's something like that. Like, then that's gonna stop them from becoming dependent on. So, and I know some of them are not able to do those kind of things, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to make it worse than what it is, or you know what I mean? Leave them sitting in water.
You know, Mr. Mackey, you want to comment on, being a father. And when you're a father, it's hard to see your kids struggle without stepping in. So you want to kind of explain to that, even though, your son may not be in ADHD or whatever, but, from the standpoint of being a parent and watching your child struggle in an area.
I'm trying to give you an example. So I know a couple of weeks ago, my son was kind of acting out of school, man. And he actually goes to the school that I worked there last year. So he already knows the teacher's gonna call me, tell me everything anyway. But just by knowing that he in school trying to show out or be the class clown instead of being a leader that he knows he's supposed to be, man, that made me feel like I failed as a father. But I'm like, nah, man, he a kid. He being a kid. So every day he come home, I was like, man, how your day was? He like, oh, it was good. I'm like, well, your teacher said you were showing out in school. He like, oh yeah, I did this, and that. I'm like, who else you did it with? Oh, I say your friends did it with you? He's like, nah, it was just me. I'm like, man, what you got going on? He was like, I don't know. But he just being a kid, so he don't know no better. So I got to take the time out of my day and night to guide him and show him what he's supposed to do, you know. So as a father, you want to be there for your kid, especially your sons, man. If you got sons out there, man, you got to be there for them because they looking up to you. Especially my son, he want to be everything that I am. Everything I did, he want to do. So, man, be a good role model for your kids. Be there, show them the right way, discipline them, love them, tell them you love them. A lot of kids don't have parents tell them they love them. That's a big thing, too. Yeah, so he know how. It don't matter how hard I'm doing it because I love him. I want to see him be better than me.
Amen. Okay. What about you guys?
You say the things that parents can do.
Yeah, to help you better educate the kids.
I say, man, like kind of going what he say, spend time with your kids, but really like get involved in their life. Most of the kids that act out, they be doing it because they don't get attention. And then like being a class clown, get them attention. Being the toughest jit at school, get them attention. So really, it's you dealing with a bunch of jits who are just fighting for attention that they don't get at home. So I would just say, man, truly being involved in your kids' lives and just don't talk about it. Don't say you do it. Show them, like, let them know, let them see you there at their games or that you actually care about what they got going on. And so they won't have to come to school and feel like they got to act out. They get that attention. So that'll be the biggest thing.
What about you, Mr. Jess?
I mean, they done said all the good stuff, but yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just being there for them, you know, let them know that you love them, like genuinely love them. Because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times kids, like, they act out because, like you said, they looking for attention. Or, like, you know what I'm saying, attention, I feel like, is a form of, like, love in a sense. They looking for a form of love in a different avenue. They not getting love from their parents, so they seeking attention to get love from others, from their peers. That's why they may act out or may do certain stuff here and there. So just being there for them, you know, just being in their life. Like, my mom was at everything. Like, I don't think she ever missed anything. If I didn't think she was there, I sure enough heard her. She was definitely one of the loudest people ever. It got so bad. Well, not bad, but it was so crazy. Like, even the student section used to be like looking for her during the game. They'd be like, "Hey, Jess, your woman gonna be at the game tonight?" And I'd be like, "I don't know."
She's a hype lady.
Yeah, she was definitely the hype lady. And since it was my first year, I remember my first touchdown. Well, the only touchdown I ever scored. I was a defensive player, you know what I'm saying? But the only touchdown I ever scored, I think she ran with me the whole way. And she in the stands, like, I'm running on the field. I see her in the stands jumping over people.
That's right.
About to meet me in the end zone.
That's my baby, huh?
So, like, just being there, like, I ain't never, like, had to question, like, whether my mom loved me or not. Or, like, just holding me accountable. Like, you got some kids who, you know what I'm saying, just because you're good at sports, they feel like, okay, everything should be given to them. Like, you know, grades should be given to me. I'm good at this sport. They gonna pass me because I'm good. But at some point, that comes to an end. Like, yeah, they might pass you your first couple years, but once you hit that senior year, ain't no passing you on ACTs and SATs and stuff and state tests. Like I hope said, like, his parents were strict. My mom, I got in trouble. My mom was strict. She didn't play bringing home C's or anything like that for none of my siblings. So, like, I understood the value of getting my education. So even when football was, I get like taken or whatever, I still went back and graduated, and because I understood the value of having a degree and being able to use that. You know, some people might see it as just a piece of paper, but it really holds a lot of weight, a lot.
Shout out Sid.
You know, let me ask you guys, like, when you guys was playing football, how important was it to look up in the stands and see that support system, man? You know what I mean? Just to know mom and dad up there, to know someone, you got your own squad. You understand what I'm saying? When you look up there, even when you make a good play, a bad play, the coach kind of bite off on you behind, you look up there, your mama clapping. It's gonna be all right, baby. It's gonna be all right. You know, I remember my first, you know, my mom, she worked at night, so a lot of games she couldn't come to. And when she come, you know, we kick the ball off. You know, you make the tackle, everybody on top of you. She up there screaming, "Get off my baby!" I'm like, "Oh, you embarrassing me." You know what I'm saying? But it's good to have that cheerleader, man. You know, that lifelong cheerleader. And mom continue to cheer us on, even though we're men today. You know what I'm saying? And our fathers also. You know, we need as fathers. We know sometimes, like Mr. OJ spoke before about not having a father in the home. How important is that, sir? And did it make a big difference when your stepdad came into the picture?
So I feel like it's really important. Like, I know Cam, for example. Like, he had his daddy growing up, and his daddy taught him a lot of things. Like, even some stuff he done said to me, I done learned from him. Things that his daddy taught him. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Dads can leave you with trades, like how to work on cars or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just something that he did, he probably taught to you. And so I think that's huge. And yeah, it made a difference when my mom met my stepdad. He taught me things, you know, like he taught me like never let somebody do work in your house and you don't like you're not watching. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like they'll like mess you over, like, you know what I'm saying? Even you can learn, you don't have to do it. Like, you don't have to pay somebody to do it.
That's right.
You know, so you can sit there and learn. So he taught me some stuff. When I was younger, I ain't really like understand a lot of things. He like the way he would go about things. He was but I mean he meant well. So I, you know what I'm saying, I don't know. I just kind of hard headed towards certain situations and stuff like that. But yeah.
Okay, gentlemen, what kind of advice would you give your younger selves?
Just my younger self, probably just be more humble. I ain't gonna lie, when I was coming up, I just felt like I knew everything. There wasn't nothing nobody could really tell me. Like, I wasn't necessarily like arrogant or like cocky or nothing, but if it was like, if I thought that it was supposed to be done that way or like it's done that way or something, I was doing it that way. I didn't care what nobody would say. You couldn't change my mind. Nothing. Like,
Can't let you slide. That boy was cocky.
You know,
Can't let him slide.
you know, in a way, that's not bad. You know what I mean? Because all that means is once you get education, once you know the right way, if you know right, you'll do right. Sometimes we do wrong because that's all we know. But once we're taught to do right, you know, you will walk in that. You understand what I'm saying? That's why education is so important. And, you know, as you men sit here to this table today, all of you guys were student athletes. All you guys were the cream of the crop. Most of the time on football teams and y'all the big dog in the locker room, big dog on campus. You know, you alpha male. So a lot of times, you know, you good. You know, everything I do, I'm good. You know what I mean? No matter what I do, I'm the best. You ain't used to losing. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times, that attitude we take off into life when you attack anything in life. You know, like to hear you young men sit here and speak of being teachers and the love that you have for these kids in your heart is amazing. You know what I mean? These are young black men. Y'all are giving back in so many ways that you wouldn't even, it's beyond the paycheck. You know, no one said anything about a check, and it was an opportunity, but the opportunity maybe, hey man, I can go be a teacher, this, that, another. But to hear you young men sit here and talk about these kids and the love in you guys' heart for these children, man, is priceless. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. So we're gonna switch the game up. We're gonna talk about the dating life. Any of you guys married? Cam started everything early. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, if you gonna lay down and get it, you know, you got to, you know what I mean? Hey, that's what it's about. You know, being accountable, right? That's the word this year, accountability. So let me ask you guys something. Being a teacher, would you consider that a public figure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Because everything you do, no matter where you at, you don't know who you talk, who parent, son, grandson, granddaughter, niece, nephew. So so you have to be cautious of the things you do. Y'all agree with that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to picking the woman in your life, do you consider your job?
Consider my job.
When it comes to picking the woman in your life, you coach Cam, so you can't be with Miss Ratchet. You know what I'm saying? She can't be coming up to the school acting out and doing all these things. Do you consider the woman in your life when it comes to your profession?
Me, I'm gonna just say this first. I ain't made it that far yet, so I'm gonna sit this one out. Let the rest of them go ahead.
Yeah, but even just your girlfriend, you know what I'm saying?
I'm saying I ain't made it that far yet. I don't have one.
Okay. All right, ladies, y'all take a good look, Madonna. OJ available now. Y'all do your thing.
Really a 5-star, man. But nah, for me, I ain't never considered like no girl pulling into my job. It's more of a like, I don't know, can I take her to church? She can't go to church with me type thing. If I don't feel like it's somebody that God would want me to have, then bump with my job thing. I can't even mess around with it.
100%.
So if I see what type of time she on, she ratchet, I already know, like, nah, he need to go look your way. Like, it's over.
Yeah.
All right, Jess, what's up? You what's going on?
I mean, not necessarily. I just think about it like, is it somebody that I can see myself like connecting with? Like, I ain't gonna say I got anger problems, not no more at least. But they used to be real bad. I done calmed down a lot. But like, if I can like honestly just sit with you and not get aggravated, like by the slightest things of being with you, then I feel like I can talk to you. But if like I get aggravated really fast, like the slightest thing can aggravate me. Like you might move something in my room or something, and I just be like,
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, Mr. Jess. I done 18 years in prison because I was a lot like you describing yourself. Get agitated fast, things don't go my way, always been good, always been the best, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's my world. You don't want to get in my world, get out my world. But then what happened with me, like Mr. Cam, the kids came. See, so when the kids come, now you don't get to get out my world. You understand what I'm saying? Because I love my kids, so therefore I turned into more of a dictator. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes that calls us to by us being football players and so forth, we're a little hands on sometimes. You know what I mean? You have to be careful with that because you can't feed the beast. You know what I'm saying? You must always be cautious. But the key thing is you can sit here to this table and identify and say, hey, I get a little agitated. You know what I mean? Like, and I find myself getting agitated. When I find myself doing it, I separate myself from away from the people because you guys haven't done anything to me. You understand what I'm saying? Or I separate myself or I just, I'm aware of it. So as you grow with age, you have to identify it, man. I had to go to anger management for 3 years, man, to get it out of me. But the key, tell him who the key is, Hope.
Jesus.
You better believe it.
No, I ain't not the see what I know, but I definitely done got a lot better at it. I grew up in church, but I still had a bad attitude. But my mama, she always prayed for me, but I don't know if I probably got it from her, to be honest, because even my nephew, like his ain't the best, but over time I definitely got better. Football definitely helped me. Get like with anger and whatnot. I ain't never put my hands on no girl. Now my mama killed me. I grew up in a house full of women. I definitely respect women to the fullest. Would never even my anger, no matter how mad I've ever gotten, I've never put my hands on people. Not even my sister. Like, and she done threw perfume bottles at all kind of crazy stuff. Like, but you know, at the same time, you know, just getting better. Um, somebody who you know I can see myself because I am trying to get back, you know, more into church and whatnot. I've been reading my Bible more and stuff. Especially since we've been talking, you know, reading Proverbs every day. I've been keeping up with it every day too. I read it early and just, you know,
Ain't serious stuff.
yeah,
That's a game changer.
just trying to, you know, just better myself one day at a time. You know, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So you know, nobody's gonna be perfect the next day after you start something. So just taking it step by step, just trying to get better myself.
But let me ask you, gentlemen, something. So the woman that you do choose to lock in with long term, how important is it that she understands the love that you have for these students? Does she have to be on board with this?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
because it's like, you know, what I'm saying, like we just said, like the kids that we work with, not even like all of them, because you touching other kids that you may not even know, like that's just in your vicinity. They might not necessarily have a dad or nothing in their life. So like us being is important. Like we should have had our own like coach or something who made an impact on our life, or maybe an uncle or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't had my dad much growing up. He went to prison when I was 4 months old, and he didn't get out till I was like 19. So like my uncles and you know what I'm saying, my coach and you know what I'm saying, they really helped out. Even Mr. Mackey, you know what I'm saying, got right. So he helped out a lot too, you know what I'm saying, just being the, you know, in different parts of aspects. So I feel like if I'm gonna be with someone, they definitely have to understand that. Because I don't see myself like not doing this. Like no matter if I even got a better job or something, I still would want to somehow be in youth life, like helping kids.
Let me ask you something, sir. Be honest. Think about this. Do you think your dad not being there and being in prison, do you think that somehow contributed in some way to the anger that you had built up over the years?
Yeah, I definitely do. I ain't never told him about it, but when I was younger, I used to blame myself. Like I used to think like, oh, he went to prison because he didn't want to be in my life, or he did this because he didn't want to be there. But then, like as I got older, I had to realize like everybody got their own life. Everybody make their own bed. Everybody make their own mistakes. That was something that he did on his own. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the cause of that. I'm not the reason why he did that. So definitely, when I was young, I definitely had a lot of anger. I used to like get so mad I would like literally cry myself to sleep. I would be so mad. I'd be like, man, he didn't want to be in my life. He didn't want to do this. But that's not true.
You know, I got a son, and when I left, my son was about 7 months, and when I came home, he was 19 years old. You know, and the relationship that we have, you know, sometime now as I'm home, he's a man. And he would express sometime the anger over the years and certain things. And, you know, he loved me now. And, but me, you know, sometimes I would fight back because, you know, it's not like I chose to leave you. I made a decision. I made a decision. I made a bad decision, and my decision cost me that. But it's not like it was like, okay, you want to go to prison or you want to raise your son. You understand what I'm saying? I miss him just as much as he missed me. Who don't want to raise their son? You know what I'm saying? That's a man's greatest joy. You know, but I guarantee he was proud of you. You know what I mean? When he looked at the paper or called home and someone told him, boy, your son out here doing big things, boy, your son. You know what I'm saying? So that anger translated into a good thing OJ ain't lined up in front of you, huh?
What you mean, man? Pancake that, but once they ain't never been pancake in his life, that's been number one.
No,
All I got to say is just got a green diploma, man.
1,000 to 0.
And I could have had that. Chosen red.
So is it hard to find a quality woman? You know, the guys that's single,
Yes.
you know, you guys that's dating out here.
Yes. Like they don't exist no more.
Yes. It's rough out here, man.
What you said the other day when you was on the phone? You said you finna have some women come speak tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said, yeah, man, the women don't need to be following up a Cardi B song or something like that. You said on the phone.
I don't even remember, but I tell you,
you
know, the music, you know, you guys are still fairly young, you know, and the music plays a big part because, you know, back in my era in the early 90s, you know, I graduated in 92 and, you know, you had the gangster rap. See, so the society labeled the black male as gangsters and thugs. You understand what I'm saying? So what they doing now is society, the music industry is attacking our women. So these women think it's cool to be peed on, and they getting up 3 holes nowadays. I mean, like it ain't nothing. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? She get on top, you don't know where she finna put it. You feel what I'm saying? So you have to, but these are nice, young, beautiful young ladies, you know what I'm saying? But they don't value themselves no more, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you guys in the school system, even from the little girls, they think my wife just showed me a TikTok where the little girl doing all kind of junk, and her parent is putting this on there. You know what I mean? I just spent 18 years in prison with some bona fide pedophiles. I'm talking about do some unimaginable things, but you showcasing your child to these people. But when they missing, you want to go fund me and all this, everybody's feeling sorry, but you got your little girl twerking on TikTok.
I got a daughter.
And I'm going to tell you something, raising a daughter will help you to understand a woman more. I mean, I'm going to say that again. Raising a daughter will help you to better understand a woman because they are different. They think different. Their thought process is different. The way they see more. You know what I mean? They ain't looking at the picture. I never forget my daughter. It was a picture with 2 people sitting on the porch. And she said, Daddy, look at the dog. I said, what dog? Ain't no dog in that picture. She said, look at the dog way back there. You know what I mean? I'm a grown man and I can't, what you doing that the dog for? You know what I mean? But y'all give me the pulse. Let's check the pulse of the dating world. What is it like nowadays to be a young man? You know, all you guys got a career. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't nobody tore up around here. Ain't no Hermit the Monsters around here. Y'all got a little spoke to you. So check the pulse. What it's like, man?
Like social media done like dictated a lot of this relationship stuff. Like people be seeing, they might see like celebrities have something that like they feel like they need to have it or something like that. But it's just everybody like I don't know. It's just crazy. It's everybody want to be for social media. It ain't like no truly like how our grandparents said. Our grandparents didn't have no social media or nothing back in the day. That's why they married for 7 years. They ain't got no phone. She can't call Mr. Charlie or FaceTime him because granddaddy ain't acting right or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
This boy here been listening to a little Benny Wright. Don't blame Mr. Charlie. Okay, but you're right. So you think social media play a big part in, it's a lot of women are delusional.
yeah.
You know, everybody's a 10. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Too much of that.
everybody's a 10, and you can't tell them different. Now you, Lord knows what liable to happen to you if you say, you know, she heavy or something. Don't definitely call her fat or something. You know what I mean? These are words you can't say no more, but, you know, no one wants to be held accountable. No one wants to be told the truth. You understand what I'm saying? So what you guys do, like, especially being a public figure, being a school teacher, you know, I'm quite sure, you know, y'all see a lot of things. Y'all got the kids and, you know, sometimes the single moms, the kid coming home talking about, oh, Mr. Hope, is the best teacher in the whole world. Mama, Mr. Hope told me about Jesus. Oh, who is listening to me? See what this Hope be? You know, so what you do? What's going on?
Man, okay, I had like a situation like that. You just gotta shut it down, man. You gotta shut it down. You can't entertain it because ain't no telling where it's gonna go. That's my philosophy. I can't.
She look good.
She's straight. She's straight. She's straight. I can't say it. It's just the approach. Like it ain't like she approached me. She trying to do it through the jet.
Yeah.
To me, it's nah. Cause
So was she supposed to make a parent-teacher conference to get in touch with you?
nah, but like I can't send my number home with no jet or nothing like that. Something, nah, it's just not through the jet, man. Not through the jet.
Well, how you know she's straight? You don't seen her before?
I done seen her before. She came through the car line.
Okay.
She came through the car line. Shoot.
Go ahead.
Oh, he just saying that's what he had did.
Okay.
That's what you need to do.
You know how I'm sure.
So every time she come through the car line and that lady put the kid in, she mad.
You said she what?
She mad every time the lady bring the kid to the car.
I guess so. You know, I'm gonna take the kids. I make sure just be quiet. You set them up to get to them.
All right, man. Put your best foot forward.
So what you do, OJ? What's going on, man?
You wanna sit this one out?
It ain't nothing, man. Well, that just be, it just, like you said, man, social media done mess their head up, man. It's just ridiculous out here. Like, it's real, like it's.
So you keep business, and that's part of being a professional. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you love the kid for the kid. You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes, you know, you get involved with the parent, and then, you know, accusations could be made, and, you know, the teacher, the little boy, somebody, the PE coach was over to my house yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Because if they see it, they're going to talk.
Half a business.
Bad business, huh? What's up, Jess? What you got to say about this, man? They ain't hollering at you?
Let's talk about keeping business and work.
Yeah. They coming. Yeah, what they doing? They coming through visitation, hollering at you, huh?
Nah, I ain't had I don't really go to visit. I be off on the days. But when I was in school, you know, I had my fair share of little situations and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Funny.
So what you think, in you guys' opinion, what needs to happen? You know what I mean? If you could snap your fingers and this could happen and it'll make everything better. Okay, so you think the fault lies on, because we got some ignorant young men too. You guys seem to be well-rounded, got your head screwed on straight, you know what I'm saying? And like I got 2 daughters and I feel sorry for them. They got to pick from, you know, what you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's very few in between, you know what I'm saying? So what do you guys think need to happen to unite? Because it's all about families. You know what I'm saying? And we got young men over here, it's hard to get the woman, and the women over here hard to get the man. It leads to broken home because in the end, you know, you're going to do your 1 too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what do we think need to take place to bring the families together, to bring the man and the woman, you know, from the woman's end and from the man's end?
I say on both sides, this is like where the value lies. So like girls now, they value lies, how good they can twerk, how thick they is, what they could do for you. And like a dude value lies, like what he could buy a girl. So you just, I don't know, it's like they don't value, like a woman don't value being a mother. Not to say women should cook, but like back in the day, our grandmas value knowing how to cook. And like, man, they don't value being a hard working man. They want to go out here and get money and do stuff the easy way. They don't value being disciplined. They don't value having self-control. Because like you said, go back to the music. Every rapper, you know, you say something, we shooting you off the rip. You know, nobody want to have, it's all about where you putting your value at. And I think that's, because like the good girls, they become good, and all of a sudden they put that value in how they can look to get this type of dude. So it's just if I can snap it, like your value but going back to be a good father, being a good husband, being a good mom. You feel me? I feel sorry for this generation that's gonna have grandkids. These gonna be some of the worst grandmothers ever. Just for the they finna go to their grandma's house and get hot pockets. They ain't getting no rolls, no oxtail, none of that. I feel sorry for them.
Okay. And you know, that's called a traditional woman and a traditional man, is what you're speaking of. You know, back in the old days, you would court a woman. You know, you would date her. You know, if you hold her hand, you man, why you hold her hand, boy, her hand so soft. You know what I'm saying? And all these things like this here, now they FaceTime and doing unthinkable things. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, the phone in their hand, they got these websites they just go to. You know, the government is pushing it in the school system. There's no need for a third grader to be learning about their anatomy. They don't need to be knowing what's you know what I'm saying, going on, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But these are things that the government, you know, the educate, I mean, say the entertainers, these are things that they are pushing on these kids, you know, and they ain't gonna stop. You know, as an educator, you know, you guys, I know you guys deal with that on a daily basis, correct?
Yeah.
You know, and but you know, the goal, the reason why, you know, I got these y'all young men, because I want to talk about my job is to get the ladies to better understand the young men, and the young men to better understand the young lady, so it could be some resolution. You understand what I'm saying? So I want you guys individually to give your input. You know, what would you like to see? What does it mean to you? What are you looking for? What would it take for you to settle down?
For me, just like Hope said, man, go back to the old ways, the traditional dating, man. Stop all that social media looking for love with $1 million and think you got to have a big house at 25 already, man. Like that's not real relationships, man. They think you got to go to Ruth Chris every night. Man, what happened to cooking at home and y'all going on actual dates together, spending family time, quality time? Man, I think that's what this generation got to get back to the traditional dating. Because right now, boy, it's some girls who say they got a boyfriend this day, and next day they got 3 other men. But man, we got to let all of that go. We need to go back to the traditional dating.
And you know what? If we keep it real with one another, today it's all about the dollar.
Yeah.
You know, I used to call it hand-to-hand comeback. You know what I mean? I ain't never did no hand-to-hand comeback. You know, I come home from prison, my partners tell me, man, it's all about hand-to-hand comeback, man. See, Hope looking at me like he don't understand what that means. That means going in your pocket
and putting it in there.
and putting it in her pocket. That's hand-to-hand comeback. You get from your hand to her hand. Just to have a little war, just to do a little playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I can't talk you out of it, it ain't meant for me to have. You know what I'm saying? But you know, no one wants to get to know each other. It's only what you can do for me. And you know, the world is so selfish. Everybody's selfish. It's what you can do for me. That's all that counts. No one but true love. You know, the name of this podcast is what, gentlemen? Talk, love, communication. That's right. So we talking and we talking about a little love and we gonna communicate. You know how we come together. So when you guys think about love, what comes to mind? What does love look like to you guys?
I mean, people be saying you have love and loyalty. I think they tie that together. Somebody that loves you, they gonna be loyal to you. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have your back. They gonna be there for you. You know what I'm saying? And they just gonna, I don't know, they gonna be the same person all the time. But they ain't switch up on you. You know what I'm saying? They just gonna be there for you. Like, that's what I look up as love, man. Somebody who never give up on you. You know what I'm saying? They ain't never nothing too serious, or unless it's like some, you know what I'm saying, some snake stuff or something like that. But they ain't fall out about it. Like me and Monte argue all the time. But they gonna never fall out about that.
If I was to say love is a choice, what would you guys say?
I say, yeah.
Love is a choice. Yeah.
Because, let's say Cam like to tell lies. Cam been lying ever since we was in elementary school, man. I ain't my dog. I'm a dog, but Cam be lying all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? So you understand that Cam is a liar, but that's your dog.
Yeah.
He my man. What you mean, man? You mean with Cam on, man? Cam be lying. Man, your mouth. You talking about my dog? I know he be lying. That's my dog. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a choice. You choose to deal with a person and go through these things through their deficiencies. You know what I'm saying? Even though, okay, I like red bones, but my wife kind of brown skin. I ain't never had a brown skin one, but she good to me. Darn, Halle Berry look good, but boy, Alicia Keys. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a choice. You choose. Every decision you make, gentlemen, is a choice. Every decision. From one moment to the next, it's a choice. So you decide good or bad. Like Mr. Hope was talking, about Jesus, and it's a choice every day. It's either one spirit or the other. Every thought that you have in your head it comes to you from one spirit or the other. So you have to ask yourself, which one told me to do this? Which one told me to do that? Which one of them put this thought in my head? You know what I'm saying? And then you make a choice. You make a choice to love. You make a choice to hate. You make a choice to worry. You make a choice to be angry. You know what I'm saying? It's a choice. So understand that these are things that we have to go through. Now, let me ask you guys this. What are the qualities that you're looking for in a mate, in a spouse?
Athletic. Nice,
So you want an athletic woman so you get that child and maybe go into the next level, huh?
5'7" and up.
I ain't finna race all this. Let
Let me ask y'all, so does it make a difference? You know how, some men like short women, some men like tall women, some men like light skin, some like dark skin. Does it make a difference?
I mean, I feel like we all got a type.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right, I say this. I think he can attest to it. I got a type, like a skin tone. I like short female, but it doesn't matter. Like, say if I met a female that's tall and I like whatever.
But in the perfect world, what's your type?
I don't know. You said my type?
Your type, hey, because she might be looking at this podcast.
I know it's
Hey, go ahead and describe me.
he like, you gotta be able to cook, you know what I'm saying? She gotta be somewhere athletic. You ain't gotta be the most athletic, you know what I'm saying? He like somebody at least play the little sport.
We changing that though. We finna up that. Let's go on that. Keep going.
You know what I'm saying? He don't really height. He like short girls, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily too short, like under 5 foot or nothing like that. But someone who, you know what I'm saying, gonna make sure my dog's straight.
Well done.
Well, so what do you like? The red bone, the brown skin, dark skin?
Like a little chocolate.
Chocolate, like chocolate.
Yeah,
Chocolate.
Charlie.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna give you a red bone. Give me a red bone.
You know what I call them red bones, don't you? I call them glow in the dogs, man.
Lord.
I must have glow in the dark.
Yes,
Yes,
boy. Hey, when you cut that
Still
line
seal.
off, what that thing be glowing in the dark, boy.
Oh, boy.
But
Okay,
what about you, Cam?
What the question was?
What's your type? What you when you married, right? Well, we gonna pass on that. We don't get nobody in no trouble. You happily married, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to get these young, black, successful men, man, with their heads screwed on right, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, it's nothing like love, man. When you in a relationship, man, and you love the right way, bro, ain't nothing in the world like it, bro. I'm gonna tell you something. Go home to a woman that love you and you love her. man, it's priceless. Tell them about it, Cam.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, man, it's priceless, man. Especially you got somebody that's good, man, that love your kids too. Especially if it's not their kids and they treat them like they're your kids, man, you got you a good one,
Man, it make your world so much easier, man. It just, and you can trust her. Like this man say, went back to the loyalty when she's so loyal and faithful. You don't have to second guess things, man. It's wonderful, man. So what's up, Adrian?
Man, I like light skin. Yeah.
Glow in the dark, huh?
Yes, sir. That's pretty much it. That's all it is.
Okay. So you know what I mean. So we know what we like. So ladies, you know what I mean. Y'all see these young men, these successful young men.
We got by him.
Okay, Jess.
We got by him. Don't skip him. What you want me to do yours?
Yeah, man.
You want to go on? I don't know if she got to be able to cook. Cause I don't know. I was gonna say he like to cook, so I don't know if she need to be able to cook. So, but I'm gonna be dapping him up. I know how to cook. I'm gonna say, but yeah, so I don't know. Can't really say that. But let me see. He like a female that ain't gonna bother him. Like he talking about. Like I said, bro, I can listen. I can talk to him. Female will do something so stupid, he'll get mad and it ain't even nothing serious.
I got some bad news, Jess. If you looking for one that ain't gonna aggravate you, boy, you
gotta look.
Boy,
I don't mind a little aggravation, you know. So I done got better.
So let me see what else. I said she gotta mess with the game. You know what I'm saying? Not in that way, but you know what I'm saying. Rock with us, like you know what I'm saying. So what else? What else? Let's say help me out a little bit.
Light skin, tall, short.
Ooh, I don't know. That boy don't got no type. I ain't gonna lie.
Get him over here, You like women, huh?
No color, like it just.
Nah, I don't.
Well, he don't like. He'll play in the snow.
I don't play in the snow.
But you know what I'm saying? When it comes
nothing
to
against, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all beautiful in your own way, but I just prefer, you know what I'm saying, my melanated queen.
I tell you what, gentlemen, so all you guys already know each other, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Jess, and this gonna be the last segment. I want you to tell each one of these gentlemen something that you admire about them.
I'm gonna start with Cam. I admire the type of father you is. You know, we've been close since middle school, probably before. Ever since you had Snake, like just saying, like, even when we were so young, like, we stayed together. Once I got stuck at Cam house for like 2 weeks. It was not take me home. That was the longest 2 weeks of my life. But like just seeing firsthand, like, you know what I'm saying, how much you love him and like so how you took care of him. Like that's something I aspire to be like every day with my daughter. Like every day that I'm with her, I aspire to be a great father like you. That's something I admire about you. Hope, I admire the way that you stick to what you believe in. Like you ain't never tried to fit in. You ain't never tried to like fit into other social standards. Like we all been good friends, but we all kind of different in our own way, and yet we still all click. You ain't never like tried to because we did something, you would do it, and just always right to the own video drum. And it's the same way with OJ. Like even growing up, like. Me and OJ probably argue more than anybody I've ever met in my life. More than my sister.
He aggravating, no?
I wouldn't so much say aggravating, but we literally like.
we know how to get on each other's skin.
We really like the same person in a sense. Like I really feel like my mama had him. In a sense, like that's how close we is. Like, and I feel like she might feel like that at times. Like I just admire, you know what I'm saying, the way you value friendship, and like you know what I'm saying, how loyal you are to your friends. And the way you care for, you know what I'm saying? The way you a good dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing a good dude. Like, the way you care for people that you with, especially like, you know what I'm saying, the girls you done been with and whatnot. Like, regardless of anything that happened, like, you always a good dude. That's something I admire about you.
Okay. All right, what about you, Cam?
on Monday, man, I know your loyalty, man. Like you say, man, we done been through it all. Like you seen the worst of me, man. And you ain't never changed up on me, man. Like from day one, bro, you been one of the richest friends in my circle, bro. Like I ain't never had to question your loyalty, so I always thank you for that, man. And, just always a real stand on God, man. So I thank God pleased you in all our lives, bro. Cause you real, bro. You got all the loyalty, all the characteristics, and the good friend. So when somebody say, "Oh man, what's a real friend?" Says brother, man, it's you. And hope, like they say, man. Like I ain't know you as much as I know them two, but bro, I never heard nothing bad about you, bro. Like, for real, nobody can ever say nothing bad about you. Even the teachers at Howard, bro, they love you. They say, man, they can't wait for an agent to come back and work here. Yeah, they all love you, bro. They say you good with the kids, man. Like you say, you love God, man, and you ain't never shy away from that. So that's real. I value that about you a lot. And a lot of people don't know. Me and OJ, we ain't like each other at first.
Yeah.
We didn't. When they talk about beef, me and this man was really beefing. We ain't like each other. We ain't talk. And I remember one day I got to college and I got a text message from him. It might have been on Snapchat. And he was like, man, let's dead all that beef stuff, man. He's like, I'm proud that you keep putting on for the city, man. And since then we've been brothers. We done went through it all in college. Like that's my boy right there. Hey, I remember one day, I'm gonna tell you a short story about OJ. I was at practice, and this one boy, I ain't gonna say his name. I'm outside getting a little extra work in, and all I hear is everybody talking, man, OJ in the fire. So me, I done ran in the locker room, and I just heard the boy say something crazy. I done ran up on him for OJ. I don't know what's going on. He probably in the wrong and all, but he probably in the wrong. But just by him being who he is, man, I had his back from like since we had that talk. We talked it up, man. That's my boy, man. So
Straight up.
yeah, man, y'all always got your back, but do whatever. Hey, real talk.
Hey, crazy thing is, we just found out we cousins.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. But yeah.
I start. Big Jess, you talked about earlier how you arrogant. I never looked at you like that. I always admire how you carried yourself. Like, yeah, it was cocky, but it was never to the point where like, I don't know. I don't know. It was like, but this nigga really him type stuff. Like, I never knew you except for like football, but like, when I always came around, like, but it's a cool dude. Like, by the way you carry yourself, you ain't never been green or nothing like that. You just like, for me, it was confidence. So like, I ain't never carried myself that way, but I like, dang, hopefully I can get like that, you know, cause you walk with your chin up high, can't nobody tell you nothing, but it ain't like you dissing people or nothing like that. Like, so I always admire that about you. And just the type of man you was, everything I heard about you, even with like the stuff you don't do that's perfect, like you own it. You feel me? You don't make excuses. You stand on it. And I always respected that. And then Cam, like he said, I don't really know much about you, but I admire what you doing now. Like man, hearing that you was an athletic director and a basketball coach, like you inspired me to get more involved. Cause I was like, man, I ain't doing nothing. Once I'm done with this, it's over with for the day. Like I'm done. But just and then seeing how wise you is, like listening to you, I feel like you're a step above all of us, being like a father, not to diss these boys and put them down or nothing, but you definitely have like a level of maturity that I hope I can aspire to get to, or like that'll come out of me when I have a jet or something. I didn't even know you had this jet when you was that young, for real.
Yeah.
And then my dog OJ, man, I admire how like he always gonna put me on the straight path. Like my dog not gonna ever sugarcoat nothing. Like if I'm tripping, he gonna let me know. He gonna stand on it. Somebody else tripping. It's all like before I make this big decision, I go check in on my dog because I know he gonna give me an unbiased answer or something. But I admire like how he stand on what he believes. He stand on what he knows is right, no matter what, no matter who. The whole world could be going this way. If OJ feels some way about something, you're not changing it. You're not changing it.
You got to change it.
You're not gonna change it. It don't matter. You have all the proof in the world. You're not gonna change it. And I admire that about him because like he like a rock in my life. Whenever I feel like he needs somebody to talk to, I know he gonna keep it solid.
I'm gonna tell you a little short story. Happened a couple weeks ago. This man got some noodles in the cabinet. The noodles, the expiration date say 2022. He gonna tell me to eat a pack. I'm like, bro, I'm not eating a pack of noodles. He's like, bro, noodles can't expire. I done sent him a screenshot and everything of something I seen on Google saying noodles can expire. You shouldn't eat them past this date. He texted me back, "Oh, well, I think you still can eat them." I said, "You eat them past this. Well,
I said, who you gonna believe, me or Google?
Somebody at the job said they was not there. But I'm gonna start with hope. Man. So basically, it's the same thing that he said, and you said about me. So you know what I'm saying. I always admire it, like you know what I'm saying. Jesus gonna come first for you no matter what. You always gonna stand on that, like no matter what. Like you know what I'm saying. Even like Monte said, like you know what I'm saying. You be around like some of us, we be doing different things. You know what I'm saying. Things you might not agree with, things you don't do. Like you say, you don't judge us. You know what I'm saying. You just still our dog, and you always gonna talk to me about how good Jesus is. I always know I can call you and talk to you about like you know what I'm saying serious stuff. Like I feel like you got friends like different friends for different things. You know what I'm saying. You talk to friends differently about different situations. And I feel like I talk to you about almost anything. You know what I'm saying. You never gonna judge. That's what I admire about you. Like Cam, I admire what Monte said. You know, what I'm saying I admire how good of a father you is, bro. Like for real. Like like you love your kids, bro. You make a lot of decisions based on their well being. Like I know that from college, being out there, you know what I'm saying. So that, and I also admire just like you always trying to get money. I admire that for sure. I definitely admire
Got them kids, huh?
I admire that. You know what I'm saying. Wante whole stole my answer. Like I said, bro, I told you this a long time ago. You taught me how to be cocky, like how to know you. Like for real though, like he always done carry himself like that, and like you know, so I admire that about you a lot, dog. Like no matter what, like he ain't gonna never get. He always say somebody say something about being depressed, but that ain't real, bro. That ain't real, bro. I'll never be depressed. I'll never be depressed. So you know, so I admire that, bro.
Now, what's crazy to me is, you know, everybody was talking about how confident Mr. Jess is. You know, he look at me and he talk to a man in the face. You know, he look at him in the eye, shake his hand, big hand. But when I brought up them young ladies, man, he went to, boy, I seen a little curl lady there. He seen a little, he ain't too cut. Seemed like he was like, you know what I'm saying? What's going on with that, man?
I'm very comfortable.
Look at it.
They know I'm comfortable. Yeah. But I don't know. I just want to. I ain't always been the best dude. I can admit that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't always been the best. I ain't always, you know what I'm saying, thought the best. Like the same way I would not necessarily think of like I'm not cocky or nothing, but just thinking I'm above everything, like everybody. So that kind of messed me up for a little while. Not really knowing how to be compassionate. Like I ain't saying that it can't stem from like my dad being, but you know, just the build up anger. I feel like that really like played a part in it too. I wasn't as compassionate or affectionate. I didn't know how to necessarily love or show love. I felt like as long as I'm buying stuff or like I'm spending money, then that's love. Like I was more materialistic, not necessarily me. Like I don't like gifts. I don't like people really gifting me stuff or anything like that. Like I'll accept gifts, but I'm more of I like to please or like give. You know what I'm saying? So I always felt like okay, if I'm giving gifts, then I can do my little 1-2 and everything gonna be cool. But you gotta as you get older, you realize that true love is not about materialistic things. It's about not what you can do for somebody, but how they make you feel. Like how I feel when I'm not next to you, or like I could be halfway across the world, like, but all I think about is this girl. I see 100 million girls in front of me right now, but I'm only thinking about one.
Hey man, you know, and we're gonna get ready to end the episode, but I want to tell you guys, man, that I noticed some things about you guys, man. You know, don't never let nobody steal your confidence. Don't never let nobody tell them to don't mistake your confidence for arrogance. Because if you don't believe in you, who gonna believe in you? A person gonna treat you how you treat yourself, young man. So if you love yourself, respect yourself, and believe in yourself, each one of these men spoke of your confidence. Don't never let that go away. Mr. Cam, I never seen you father your child, but that's one of the greatest honors that a man can honor you with, being a great father, because there's not many great fathers, and being a black man, being a young man, you didn't shy away from the responsibilities. You allowed yourself to be accountable for your actions, even as a young man, and these men speak very highly of you, and I think highly of you also, sir. Mr. Hope, my brother in Christ, that's one of the things when I first met you, I noticed, I say, man, this man openly professed Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? No one had to bring him up. You brought Jesus up. You know what I mean? And that's an honor. That's rare in today's world. And each one of your friends, like you say, Paul say, to all men I become all things, but not without the law of Christ. So even though, your dog, they may get into a little this and that, they know you, but they respect you. You they dog, but they know that in the end, when they want to hear the truth, they come to you. And that's a great honor. You understand what I'm saying? Because they know, hey, just like you say, when you want to hear the truth, your dog OJ gonna give it to you on the muscle. Even though he wanted just to eat them doggone noodles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the point is, you guys are a tight-knit unit, man. You know what I mean? It's good to see you, brothers. And Mr. OJ, not OJ McDuffie, not OJ Simpson, but OJ Tucker.
One and only, man.
The one and only. I noticed that you, I admire the work that you do with the kids, man. And when you speak of the kids, it seems like it make you happy inside. I can see the joy when you talk about the kids that you work with, and for you to openly express fatherhood, and I believe that you're going to be a great father yourself, understanding, your journey, not having a father and then another man coming into your life and making the world of a difference, you know what I'm saying? So I believe that you yourself will be like Mr. Kim, and I believe each and every one of you gentlemen will be great fathers, and for any single women looking at this show, man, y'all inbox, man, I'm gonna get y'all to them, man. They don't tell you what they like, height, shape, weight, form. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do your thing, man. Show these boys some love, man. These some great young men, man. Black men in our community that's showing forth good and great work. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, William Robinson, coming at you live today from the studios of TLC, Talk, Love, and Communication. We had some very wise young men. They shared some insight on us today about the educational system and what it's like to be young, black, and single in 2024. Y'all don't take none of this as criticism, but take this as constructive criticism. Improve yourself as these young men drop wisdom, knowledge, and understanding upon us. And remember, if no one told you they love you today, William Robinson loves you.